Returned once again to to do another stream of Golden Kamuy, the anime series. Oh boy, we're good to go, we're good to go, we are good to freaking go. So yes, they actually have returned to actually do another stream of Golden Kamuy, the anime series. On this stream, I shall cover episode 16 of the anime series, or episode 4 of season 2. So yeah, I mean, last week's episode actually was kind of the more coming before the storm kind of sections of this actual like kind of season, I imagine, because it's gonna get pretty heavy later on. Believe me. Oh boy. Oh. Yeah, so this is a more coming before the storm kind of section of the manga, really. I mean, there might be one more later on, but yeah. To get back on topic, the actual episode itself actually was really freaking good because it kind of did in theory delve into the past of Hijigata's character a tiny bit. I mean, it kind of delved into the friendship between him and Shinpachi, and I actually quite like that section as well because it's one of the more interesting parts of their relationship, really, is how they see each other and how it actually the past affects the whole entirety of the future as well. It was actually really well done, to be honest. And I also realised that Hijigata from Gintama actually voiced Shinpachi in the past. I was like, is that Hijigata from Gintama? And it was. I was like, ah. See, my brain was just like, I swear it's Hijigata, and it was in the end. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a really freaking episode on its own right. I mean, it was a nice downtime episode, really, when you think about it, because, again, as this show kind of actually establishes, actually there's quite a lot going on, actually it's very heavy. Actually kind of nice to actually get that kind of breathing space. And as well, it's actually just kind of a really freaking good, exploration of the characters up to that very one point. So yeah, anyway, episode 16 might in theory actually kind of up the ante. I mean, we left on Shirashi kind of being captured in some semblance of a way, so we'll see what happens there. So it's actually put on Twitter, actually gone live for Golden Kamuy. So, on Twitter we actually go. Gone live. Gone... Oh, no. Oh, no. Gone live for Golden Kamuy. Episode 16. Yes, we are. We are. We definitely are. I think we are. Are we? We're good to go. We're good to go. We're good to go. We're fine. We're fine. So yeah, let's actually put Crunchyroll to full screen. Actually get Shona Road. So in 3, 2, 1. Let's actually start this thing absolutely now. Also, I just remembered, we actually do in theory get one of my favourite sections of the whole entire manga adapted this week as well, I believe. If the things I've seen on Twitter are anything to go by, it's actually kind of very evident that I actually might adapt my favourite part. Yeah. For a second I was like, wait a second. Are my headphones working? Yeah. Now that you mention it, someone did tell me that last season. I was like, oh yeah. The more I think about it, because you don't pick up on it first that he's actually Gintoki, but as time goes on, you sort of start to hear those little bits of him. You're like, it's Gintoki. And now I can't unhear it. That's the problem. But I actually thought it was really well done. They actually got Hijigata from Gintama actually voiced Shinpachi from the past. I thought it was really freaking well done. I actually think Kintoki actually voiced Hijigata as well, if I remember correctly. He's so beautiful. I'm sorry. I want to get over that fact that they actually adapted that into the opening. I also really like to actually put in Surumi and Edo Guy as well. I think it's actually a really freaking cute thing to do because they're brilliant. They're a brilliant kind of. They're bringing two characters together, I think. So yeah, we're definitely going up to about 137, I think, in the chapters. I think we're actually going up to about chapter 137. If the opening is anything to go by, really. I don't think it's actually kind of the time to actually ask that kind of question. I mean, it kind of sucks it actually went over Tanegaki's past, really. It also went over Shirashi's past as well, actually. Unless they actually just move it to somewhere else. I don't know. But just unless they move it somewhere else. Ooh. I really like the fact the actual backgrounds in this show are quite like paintings. I always like that. Always like that show as well, because people kind of say the animation is not that great, which is like kind of, I guess it's each to their own, as they say. But the thing with the background is the fact that it's just really freaking nice to do its paintings. There's a lot. It adds a lot more character to the actual world itself. It just adds so much more character. He is so freaking cool, though. He is so cool. isn't it also very interesting the fact that that one betrayer in inverted commas currently, because you don't actually really know, is kind of helping the other betrayer inverted commas because you actually don't really know just yet. It's kind of mildly interesting when you think about it. It actually plays both of them together. I always thought it was actually kind of an interesting thing to do. To place both of them together. One saving the other. With the idea still lingering that possibly maybe if one were to find out, they might in theory get killed. It's just a mildly interesting thing to do. He's so beautiful. Just look at him. Oh, we're actually getting this now. We're actually getting this section. Holy crap, yes. I'm so happy. I also love Surumi's introductions as well. They're so fantastic. I love these two so much. They're so great. We're actually getting Arisaka this week as well. I'm so happy. This is my favorite part of the whole entire manga. They've done this so goddamn well. I actually can't believe how well actually done Arisaka this week. It's fantastic. I love the fact that this scene is extremely messed up and it just has the most calming music behind it. It's 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 such a juxtaposition between what's going on and what's the music behind it. I actually really do like it. Oh wow, it's there. It's finally there, in anime form. I actually can't believe it actually went back up to a 10 out of 10 just then. Straight 10 out of 10, just right there. Oh God, is so beautiful. He's my boy. He's so beautiful. He's so beautiful. He's realised. He's realised. The boy's realised. He's so beautiful. Look at his smile. Look at his smile. I still maintain they're keeping the production budget back for that one episode. For that one episode. It be coming soon, boys. It be coming soon. See, I always will say the backgrounds in the show are so goddamn nice. It's like a painting. Don't really kind of have a preferred genre. I kind of drift between them, if you get what I mean. I really like Golden Kamuy, if that helps you at all. They're actually getting this as well. Oh, yes. Oh, man. That's next week as well. God damn it. God damn it. It's next week. But yeah, I mean, god damn it. The episode was really freaking good on its own. I mean, yeah. There's a bit in between the show that got cut out, but at least one of the things I actually appreciate about the show is the fact it doesn't really feel disjointed. It's one of the kind of the major things the show has going for it, because as an adaptation it's actually kind of strange, but I mean, it's still really kind of concise in how it does things. I just kind of like how, I kind of don't like the fact they're cutting things out, but at the same time it kind of feels like it's flowing, which is kind of the major thing. Other shows can't really do that sometimes. It's one of the interesting things the show actually does have going for it. It actually still flows. I mean, yeah, it cuts out character motivations sometimes because of their backstories, but, I mean, it still flows. You still kind of get an indication of their characters from the way they act. But yeah, I mean, overall, episode's really freaking good. It was one of those episodes that really kind of, again, set up the whole entirety of the rest of the whole entire series in a way, because it kind of delves into what's going to happen later on to the series quite a bit. I'm actually kind of like, yeah, boy, I want to see that animated. I want to see that happen. I don't kind of want a depression that happens with it, but I want to see animated. I want to see animated. I actually kind of like the fact that I actually still haven't gotten rid of the whole entire plot point with Shirashi and the whole thing with him being the possible betrayer. I actually quite like that aspect about it. Thank you so much. It's an interesting thing to do, really, because you just never know what's going to happen, because you can't really predict. You can't really predict any of the characters in the show, is what I like about them as well. I always said it, with Sugimoto's character, you really can't pinpoint what he will do. You can't really pinpoint the way that he feels, because he's a person that actually has quite a lot of... He cares, if you get what I mean. He cares if you do something against what he does. And it's one of those things you just kind of wonder what you would do, but at the same time, he's kind of human, in a way. It's one of those things. I like the fact that Shirashi's kind of flashback, in a way, kind of paints him as a different person, this idea of kind of a pseudo-monster, in a way. And in theory, no, he's not that person person at all. He's really not that person. He's a person that has kind of a violent side, don't get me wrong. He's a violent person, but he's not that kind of person as well. If he cares about you, he won't kind of do anything to you. If he actually finds a reason behind it, then he's actually completely okay. But yeah, I mean, it was nice to actually kind of put both Kyorunkit and Shirashi together, because they're the possible betrayers of the group. It's one of those things actually is kind of nice that one betrayer possibly is actually helping another betrayer possibly. It's one of those things actually kind of interesting, because it's a nice little thing to actually kind of further kind of look at the idea of who the real culprit is here, and that whole entire thing. I actually thought it was a really neat kind of little thing to do. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones that, as I said beforehand, it just sets the whole entirety of the events up. I like the fact that we still kind of got the character at the end that kind of turns into a Nudo at the end as well. It was actually kind of neat. We actually got him back as well. He's actually kind of cool in a way. We also have the whole entire thing with them going to the actual kind of office as well. It's actually kind of interesting. I actually quite like this whole entire section. It's actually it's kind of cool when you see it animated. It's one of those ones that's actually it's kind of cool to see it. But yeah, I mean, one thing I actually touched upon inside the stream itself, I actually really like the juxtaposition between the music and the actual scene with Arisaka and Tsurumi talking. I actually thought it was actually really well done, because it's one of those, it's a scene, what Tsurumi kind of has going for him, he's a character that kind of does in theory exhibit things that's very disturbing. He's a character you really just can't kind of like him completely, because he's kind of disturbing in a way, but you love him anyway. So it's one of those things, I love how they actually kind of juxtapose what he was saying about the whole thing, the bloodshed and everything like that, and the war itself, to the music itself that actually is kind of very not what you expect. It's a scene that's kind of very disturbing in nature, but it's actually kind of helped kind of sort of normalized by the idea of the music. I actually thought it was a really, really neat thing to do. It's a more kind of subtle thing to do, and I thought it was actually kind of really well done, because it actually helps that scene, because that whole entire thing between him and Arisaka is comedic in a way, but it's also kind of brought back to what Tsurumi kind of is as a person by the fact of what he speaks about. And I really like the fact that actually kind of juxtaposed that completely, and I like the fact that actually kind of kept that bit in. It's one of those things. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the whole entire manga, because Nikaido's just fantastic as a character. I love him as well. He's just completely insane. I can't help but love him in a way. I can't help but love every single character in this show in a way. He's one of the person who's trying to kill Sugimoto, but at the same time, they do something for these characters, you just can't help but kind of like them. It's just, I don't know what it does. It's the writing behind them. I love how Tsukishima actually kind of deduces the whole entire thing about war as well. It's one of those things that's actually kind of interesting. A little bit kind of just delves into the meaning of war in a way, and it's just kind of, it's really kind of strange in a way when you think about it. When you actually kind of put into context, and actually kind of look at what he's saying in the point of view of what's going on in the world itself, it's kind of sort of strange. You kind of sit there going, oh god. Like, it's one of those things. It's a war addiction, as he says in the end. It's actually kind of interesting when you think about it. So yeah, it's really nice to actually kind of kept the whole entire section in, because it's a very kind of vital part for me, really. I would have been disappointed that actually kind of got rid of that completely, because it's just so fantastic. It's one of those things that's just like, you have a morphine addict, you have a person who's kind of just batshit insane, you have a person who makes rifles who's batshit insane, you have the normal guy, and you just, all together, just makes this just amalgamation of just amazingness, and it works so well. They just bounce off each other so goddamn well, because the voice actors just do such a phenomenal job in this show. I can't stress enough that the voice actors in the show are so fantastic. It's one of those things that they just elevate everything beyond just being just kind of normal, if you get what I mean. Because if handled by anyone else, if handled not by the script that's actually in the show, because the script in the show must be fantastic to read, it wouldn't have the same impact, because in manga form it has that impact of it being very funny but also very disturbing. But to actually kind of translate into anime form would be quite hard if you didn't have the right voice actors, the right script, and the right also kind of sound designer. But everything was done to the point. It felt so goddamn right. It felt so goddamn right. I thought that's is a testament to the show. I kind of feel as if it's actually kind of the unsung part of this whole entire show is the sound design and also the voice actors, because no one talks about it enough, because it's just so freaking good. It really is. It's just Tsurumi's voice actor is just so fantastic. Abuto is just so fantastic. Actually, I know him as Abuto from Gintama, so I always call him Abuto. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things. I just love him and Tsurumi as well, because it's just so fantastic. I can't stress enough. That whole entire section is just one of the highlights of the manga for me, because it really drives home the actual tone of this show, because it's one of those things that it kind of doesn't really feel out of place, if you get what I mean, because you had quite a lot of, in a way, drama going on. You had the idea about Shirashi kind of being possibly captured and maybe even killed. Maybe we don't really know at this very one stage. We don't know what's going to happen there. And you have it juxtaposed with a guy getting a new leg that actually has a shotgun in it. It's so fantastic. It's just meshed so goddamn well together. It's introduced to the point that actually doesn't really work, because I think I said this beforehand as well, that certain other shows like Drifters suffer from the problem that they really can't juxtapose comedy with drama. But I feel as if this show does it perfectly. It kind of has those moments you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of disturbing, but also you kind of just burst out laughing as well. And I feel as if this episode actually is a testament to the whole entire thing. I feel as if this episode actually is the point that actually doesn't really tell you, like, yes, this is just so freaking good and so freaking well done. So yeah, I mean, it was brilliant. So I'm glad I actually kept Arisaka's section in, because it's just so freaking good. And the way they actually brought Arisaka to life as well, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I love it. So yeah. I mean, that is me done for today. So actually, as always, if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole, then do leave that good old follow on Twitch, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. And if you have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. And if you have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube, and you do want to stay that little bit longer after that point, then do leave a sub, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. And if you want to stay a little bit say the words correctly. Damn. If you want to stay a little bit longer after that point, then do leave a follow on Twitter, because indeed, it does something quite a bit. Actually, will then know which streams go live and which streams I do as well, and also a very a copious amount of pictures of Ogata as well. Also, wow, I just stopped. I just stopped. Jesus Christ. And if Twitter is not your thing, I do have this Discord server as well. Actually, you can rejoin it as well. Actually, know when these streams go live, and every other stream I do as well, just like Twitter. So until next time, with some more Golden Kamuy, I will see you guys later. Bye for now.